Welcome back. I'm Aaron Reinberg.
John Beck, Executive Chef with Morrison Healthcare, BJC.
So today, I want to focus on the center aisles. A lot of times, the people,
Yes.
it's where you find a lot of the pre-packaged processed foods that are really high in sugar and fat. However, I will say it's also where you find your whole grain products, your cereals, your breads, your rice, and your pasta. And you want to make at least half of your grains whole grain. But today I'm going to focus on cereal products, because cereal products can be a little tricky. Look at this variety. How do you choose?
Yeah.
So what I want to focus on today is how do you find a whole grain and how do you find a healthy cereal? Okay, first thing you want to do when you're looking for any whole grain, this goes for pasta, for rice, for bread.
Sure.
So what you want to do
Anything grain-based.
is you want to look at the first ingredient. So I'm going to take this right here, Honey Nut Cheerios. First ingredient, you want it to be a whole grain. So here we have whole grain oats. So this could be whole grain wheat, whole grain barley, whole grain corn. All of those just indicates that it has all of the part of the grain included in that product. And that's what you want to see. The second thing that's an indication of the fact that it's a whole grain is the fiber content. But I don't want you to be fooled by the fiber. Dietary fiber should be at least 2 grams or more per serving. So you look right here on the package at total carbohydrate. Fiber is a type of carbohydrate. And right underneath total carbohydrate, you'll find dietary fiber. It should be 2 or more grams. Now we know that this product is a whole grain. It says whole grain oats, and it has fiber, 2 or more grams. However, the other thing I want to focus on when we're talking about cereal is the sugar content. Sugar can also often be a culprit, especially in our children's cereals. So what you want to look for, the recommendation is 8 or less grams of sugar per serving. So if we move down here, sugar is also a type of carbohydrate. Again, under total carbohydrate, you'll find sugars. Here it's 9 grams. So we're slightly above that 8-gram recommendation. So this might be something that we purchase every once in a while, let's say. But it is a whole grain, so there is some health benefits to this cereal. So what I want to show you now is a different cereal, one that kind of gets you, right, Chef?
Oh, Fruit Loops.
Chef always asks me, why can't we just focus on
Says whole grain.
Says whole grain on the front, right?
Look at all these
only
all this
110
information
calories.
in the front. What's
That's
up with
right.
that?
Well, what I want to point out also is that calories in cereal are pretty similar across the board. So I would, again, encourage you to focus on whole grain content and sugar content. So if we go here, the first thing we see is that the fiber in it is 3 grams. Well, that must mean it's a whole grain, right?
Yeah.
However, if you go to the first ingredient is
No way.
sugar. Okay, so let's go back up to the sugar content. 12 grams of sugar per serving. So this might be one that you focus on just, special occasions, not something that you want to eat on an everyday basis.
What's a serving? Because when I eat cereal, my bowl is like this.
Exactly. So not only that, so you're probably not
I
just
have 5
eating 1
servings
cup.
maybe.
You're eating
Yeah.
4
What does a
cups,
serving
3
say on
cups.
that?
It's 1 cup.
1 cup.
Right. So you're
No
actually
way.
probably going to get, if you add 3 cups of this, that's 36 grams of sugar in 1 bowl of cereal. Okay. So let's focus on a cereal that you can eat that would be also kid friendly. Here we've got the Kashi Berry Blossoms. If you look at the ingredients, the first ingredient is organic whole grain yellow cornmeal, so we know it's whole grain. We know that
organic.
the fiber is 5 grams, so you think, oh man, that must not taste good. It has 5 grams of fiber in it, right? Sugar is, sugar is 7 grams, so we're under that 8-gram recommendation. So perfect. We have a whole grain cereal that's low in sugar and tastes good. And
It's fabulous.
It's delicious. So there are cereals out there that you can purchase that do taste good, that are healthy for you. And that's same goes for breads. You always want to look for that 2 grams or more per serving of fiber. The first ingredient is a whole grain.
Right.
And less than 8 grams of sugar.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What about multigrain? What does that mean? You see it on a lot of the breads, and a lot of the cereals, and a lot of the grains. Multigrain. What does that mean?
Well, a lot of times it means it has multiple different types of grain in it. So you might have wheat and oats and barley. It happens a lot with breads. But again, you always look at that first ingredient, because even though it says multigrain on it, it may just have a sprinkling of oats that isn't really going to add up to that health benefit that you want to see in a bread. So you always look for the whole grain or whole wheat to be the first ingredient in your label. Don't be fooled by that multigrain.
Thank you, and that's what's so important about that list that's on the side of everything.
Exactly.
And it is on everything.
Everything has a nutrition label, definitely. All right, so now that we have our cereal, let's head over to our dairy section.
Oh,